Do Muslims ache for spring break? A BuzzFeed report, I never miss them, describes the struggles of spring break for American Muslim students this year. And it's all, of course, Donald Trump's fault. Apparently, the annual trip to Mexico's beaches has many of them worried about being detained in the airport or being asked personal questions. So they're opting not to go at all. But as Hannah Allam writes, quote, one school of thought is to push back and travel anyway. With Muslims turning their Caribbean cruises or honeymoons in Paris into small acts of defiance. That's a great idea. That'll show the president who's boss. Especially when you consider that, according to the U.S. Department of State, about 41% of Americans have passports. That means 59% of Americans, for them, international travel isn't a possibility at all. But I suppose it'll be very difficult for those Muslim students when their friends send home videos like these. He truly is the real winner in that picture. Gee whiz, Jonah. Do you feel bad that spring break, Donald Trump is ruining spring break?
Well, first of all, I thought it was great that you had the Neil Gorsuch after party. Yeah, look, I've only been to Israel once, even though everyone seems to think I'm on, at least all my people who email me in all caps think I'm being paid by the Mossad, but because I have the Jewiest name short of Shlomo Abramowitz. But anyway, if you go to Israel, every single person gets asked 10, 15 minutes of personal questions, right? And so the upshot of this is a lot like some of the profiling controversies. The logical upshot of this position is that because people of Muslim background or Muslim name are being asked personal questions, the only way to make this fair is if we ask everybody these kinds of questions. We scrutinize everybody, and that is to say that we shouldn't prioritize anything, that we shouldn't use reason about anything. And if it means a bunch of rich kids who happen to be Muslim from Bryn Mawr have a harder time going to Cabo, you know, my violin is busy for other problems.
Yes. You know, Chuck, could this be Donald Trump's greatest achievement? He might help end spring break. There's nothing good comes from spring break. Muslims should be thanking him. Muslim parents should be saying, thank God my kids can't go to Mexico and end up passed out in their own puke.
Where there's real incidental collection.
Yes, yes. Tell me about it.
I think you're right, and I think that there's a lot of Muslim parents out there that probably feel that exact same way. Now, if you're a large, bald-headed brown man who normally don't wear a suit and you show up at the airport, you stick out anyway, and normally,
until they hear you
listen
talk.
to me. Until, if I don't say a word, they're like, sir, you're going to come over here. We need you. There's a special room that they take you, and they're like, you know you're in trouble when they take you in the special room, because nobody can see in the special room. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I want to stay out here in public where everybody can witness this. And y'all can quit profiling me. Listen, I sound like an old white man when I talk. Stop profiling me. Anyway, there's a serious issue to be made. Look, I think that there's always going to be a certain amount of discrimination. There's always going to be a certain amount of things that are going to happen, and we should not be judging all Muslims by the acts of a few crazy Muslims. Okay? And I don't think that should be across any kind of a stereotypical way.
But what about this? Can we judge all Muslim students by the craziness of all students?
Yes.
Because I hate I hate the idea, Kat, of spring break, of like, it's like, oh, throw every single common sense molecule in your body to the wind, have sex with horrible people. I'm not speaking from experience. But how about this? At least Donald Trump is bringing spring break back to the United States. Instead of going to Mexico, the jobs are coming here. I got applause.
Yeah, a spring break travel ban actually would be an interesting one. All these horrible people. If you're a spring break for me, I went to Florida with my friend Katie's family, and then we ended up getting into a huge fight over a CD. Okay, I didn't get a passport until like a year ago, so I don't feel bad that you can't go on your Cancun Senior Frogs vacation and guzzle tequila and post videos of yourself twerking on the phone that your parents also bought for you.
Yes.
Like, stop it. It's all based on irrational fears.
Right, they
It's
can
not
go.
even, they can go.
Right.
Yeah.
Where was the
That's an
Senior
important point.
Frogs travel ban? And it's not even in effect right now. You can go to Syria and come back, technically, if you want to do a little vacay over there.
Yeah.
It's completely unfounded, and it makes me a little mad.
You know, I can tell. You know, Tyrus, I stopped going to spring break after a sand injury.
Right.
But
Right.
thoughts?
That you stopped. They
Yes,
stopped
yes,
you.
yes.
Okay.
It took many hours to get that stuff out.
First of all, welcome to the club. Everywhere I go, even if I'm not in my fabulous sweater cape,
Yes,
which I guess if I threw over the hood and grew my beard an extra inch, could look at all different ways.
that's true.
Certain places I like to go, Beverly Hills.
Yep.
Pretty good chance, wherever I go, gonna get stopped.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. You get profiled. It's part of the game. Welcome to being a minority in America, bro. It's gonna happen. And sometimes if you're a crazy redneck-looking dude, you're gonna get profiled too in certain neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So it's
Tell me
just
about
part of. It's part. Yeah. Like showing up someplace without a tie. Look at that guy.
Yeah.
They're profiling me, but for the rest of us, I go to the airport. They see me every week. Same thing.
It's weird. I only get profiled in the public library. And for good
And
reason.
that's way worse.
Yes, yes.
Search
There's
me
no
all day,
reason
airport.
why I would be in the public library, and I know that. Anyway, final thoughts next. If you leave now, you'll never learn how I successfully escaped from Alcatraz. True.